Hey guys, before we get into this video, real quick, give me a second to tell you about Skillshare. You've heard me talk about them before. Skillshare is an online learning community with classes in all kinds of topics all over the spectrum, from publishing to creative design elements to video editing to business to technology. You name it, you can probably find it on Skillshare. In fact, so many people email me saying, "Hey Matt, how do I do what you do?" And I respond with, "Start by learning Adobe Premiere." And they get disappointed because they think I'm going to give them the secret to press cars or something, but that's the truth. Learning an editing program is the first way to go to what I do. I mean, that's a key skill. I do all my own editing, and I learned some extra skills on Skillshare. Now, I'm starting my own business, Westside Collector Car Storage, Parking Garage. I didn't go to business school, I went to art school. So I'm taking some classes in business on Skillshare without having to go to college again. Skillshare is also more affordable than most online learning platforms out there. An annual membership comes out to just $10 a month. Here's my offer. First 500 people to sign up for Skillshare using the link in the description of this video will get the first 2 months for free. Actually, make it $4.99 because I'm taking one too. Now, enjoy this video. Hey folks, welcome to a second take in the Aston Martin Vantage. If you caught my last Aston Vantage video, you know I had a bit of a disappointing experience. Although the car was very fast and it drove pretty well, there were some issues. So let's revisit this car. Aston was kind enough to send another one. They thought that the first car was an early pre-production car that was not representative of what the customer actually gets. And that's fair. Pre-production cars can have some issues. They're handmade, often well before the production car comes out. The parking sensors are still wonky. That was one of my criticisms, and there is nothing around me, and that parking sensor was just going off, so that hasn't been fixed. Also, the driver's window on this car is a little weird. If I pull it all the way up, see that? It should have automatically gone all the way up, and I have to pull it again, so it goes up, and yeah, so there's that. But no error codes on this one. And they said because of the check engine light that was on the dash on the first car, that the adaptive suspension was not behaving properly as well. So on this car, that isn't an issue. Although, as we've seen, there may be some other ones. So let's have a drive. I'm gonna put the powertrain in track mode, and I'm gonna leave the suspension in comfort because that is where it is best. And we're off. For me today, have to bring that up because we have a new road. I've lived in California for 10 years now, and I thought I knew all the roads. Well, the 39 is open past the gate that has been closed for years, and I've never run the top half of the 39 before. So we've got a new road. So I don't know it like the back of my hand, but let me tell you something, it is beautiful. Anyway, the Vantage starts at around $150,000. Depending on your options, it can get quite a bit more expensive. This one is a different spec than the last one. This has the Alcantara seats. It's got more carbon fiber. Instead of those tiny little single exhaust tips on the last car, this one has the dual exhaust tips, which I'm told is not actually a completely different sport exhaust. It's just different tips, but it looks way better. Those other tips were so small and sad, and the dual tips fill out the bumper a lot better. This road is great. It's got some really quick sections as well as some really tight sections. The brakes are just as grabby as they were in the NASCAR, so in traffic, you know, it's a little herky-jerky. However, when you go quick and are hauling this thing down from real speeds, that's when it starts to get really, really good. The pedal feels great at higher speeds and quicker haul downs, but in traffic, as a daily driver, it can be a little grabby, and that can be annoying. You've got the 500 horsepower, 4-liter twin-turbo AMG V8 with those turbos down in the V for better response. And the last one I drove and this one are both incredibly fast. Really fast. This has P0 tires, which, considering it's a little chilly up here this morning, high 40s are good. They work well in the colder temperatures. ZF 8-speed gearbox transaxle that's mounted at the rear of the car is okay. It was the best that 2013 had to offer, but the AMG GT's dual clutch that mates with this engine in the Benz is better. I wish they had used that instead. Look at this tight section. Second gear. The short wheelbase of the Vantage is really welcome here. The steering in these back and forths is really nice. The steering gets light when you want it to be light. It gets heavy when you want it to be heavy. The car decides that, by the way, not you. Not a ton of feel from the steering, but it is very direct. In case you haven't figured it out, this car is stupid fast. Really, really fast. The suspension, which, as I said, is in comfort mode, is better in this car than the first car I drove. I mentioned the first car was super, super stiff, and while this is firm, it's definitely more usable and not as violent and stiff as the first car. Like I said, that error code was messing with the adaptive shocks, at least, you know, according to Aston Martin. Sorry, you can hear my camera case in the back. The trunk is still a good size, still holds a lot of things. Big camera case without any issue, which was not possible in the last Vantage. This thing is quick, huh? Woo-hoo-hoo. And the brakes are welcome now. You know, now up here, those huge brakes are really welcome. Although, when I sat in the traffic jam to get out here this morning, it was definitely jerky. Oh, this whole road is second, third, and a little bit of fourth gear. Car's got pretty long legs. Top speed, almost 200 miles an hour, 197. And this car has twice the mileage of the last car I drove, but it is screwed together a bit tighter. It doesn't have the body panel gap issues that the last one had. This one is a production car. Also, the color. You know, the last one was that blue on blue with silver wheels, and it looked a little funky and strange. The way the size of the wheels, which they're big, they're 20s. On a little car, that's a big wheel. But the size of the wheels with the color of the wheels visually looked like a Matchbox car, whereas the bright colors of this car, which I can't really tell if it's yellow or green, but it's bright, with the black wheels, it shrinks the wheels visually so they look a more appropriate size. Like driving this thing. This is a blast on this road. This road, the tarmac is pretty good. Variety of corners, tight ones and open ones. And this car really handles all different types of corners really, really well. It's doing a good job. And by the way, I've said it 3 times now, but this road is spectacular. I don't talk about roads a lot, what roads we're on, but upper half of the 39 underappreciated. We don't talk about this one, but now that I know this gate is open, there's the gate. So this is the top of that I've seen before. I've never been past this section. It opens up a little more down here. Some big sweepers. Just a beautiful view coming around that bend. This is a good sports car. I'm not gonna lie. This one has fewer issues than the other one, and it is fast and it is fun. And you can hit some big speeds. I don't want to say what that was, but it was not slow. Beautiful car. You know, the styling, it's odd, right? It's odd that an Aston would look better in a nuclear yellow than a subdued blue, right? You know, Aston is supposed to be classy and restrained, and this is neither of those things. This is aggressive, angry. It's got a big mouth, and it's exaggerated proportions. Oh man, that was fast. So anyway, we can end this now. I don't need to repeat everything I said about the last car because most of it is the same, but I like this one better. It doesn't have a lot of the issues that the other one had. The body panels fit together nicely. It rides a little better now that the suspension is programmed properly and responding to the software properly. That's true. The driver's side window is still doing some weird stuff. I wish it wasn't doing that. And the parking sensors are still way too sensitive. That's a little frustrating. But overall, I would say this is a really nice, fun car. You can drive it every day. You can really mob these canyons. I mean, you could probably have a great time at the racetrack with it too. It hasn't got run hot or had any issues at all related to fast driving. It is a very fun car. So thank you to Aston for allowing me to have another go in a car that better represents what the car should be. And it's for a small car, it's spacious, and it's a nice car. It is a nice car. I like this one better. So thank you for watching the second take of the Vantage, and I'll see you later. Bye.